Hello everyone, welcome to the Craftytuts Podcast. This is episode 09. Before we start, I just wanted to say I'm sorry for the lighting. It's not the best quality because it's really cloudy outside and we're expecting snow, believe it or not. But yeah, the quality might not be as great as other episodes. So I'm really sorry, but here I am. I just wanted to have a few things to share with you, so I wanted to record an episode. I made my very first pair of socks, and they are extremely simple. They're just in stocking stitch, and because they are the very first one, I wanted to keep them simple. I wanted to practice the techniques for heels and toes. I took a crafty class, and if you're interested, I can make a review on it later, but either way, I learned a few ways of doing heels and toes. And so then I grabbed what I learned and I created my own with a yarn that I have, because the leg is basically just like a sleeve, or it is just in the round, and again over here in the foot is the same. So the thing that I haven't done before is a heel, because it has to turn and you need space for ankles and so on, and then the closing of the toe. So that's what I was trying to practice, of course. And then I don't want to have just one pair, just one side and not a pair, so of course I made the second one. And once I was comfortable with the technique, since I made both, I made another one, and it's pretty much the same but it's shorter, and I made it using my pixie dust yarn in the colorway Snow Queen. And it's a little bit different, it's a little bit thicker than this yarn, so I have to adapt my gauge and so on, but it's pretty much the same idea. But they're ankle socks because I wanted something short for summer, but to still keep toasty. And let me get a close-up so you can have an idea of the knitted stitches and the color, how they blend. I really like the look of this knit up, and for it being just the second pair, I really like it. I hope to expand on techniques and keep learning, but this is a start, so I will be playing with socks a lot more. I really like how fast they are to knit. I was intimidated a little bit because I didn't know the techniques used, but after watching the class, I was way more comfortable making, not only knitting a sock, but making my own pattern. And this uses one skein, actually less than one skein of Snow Queen. And as you can see, I have the pair, and I had a lot of yarn left. And depending of your size, you of course are going to use a little bit more yarn, but this is enough for making about any size, unless you have really big feet. I say that at least until a size 10 you will be able to do, and if you keep it short, or if you have small feet like I do, you can probably even make it a little longer. But since my Highland base doesn't have that much yardage, I wanted to make sure I was going to have enough. And by making a pattern, if someone decides to use it too, if they have a bigger size, I still wanted them to be able to make it just with one skein and not two. Unless they wanted to make it, like longer, well, then it's up to whatever you want to do. But I will be working on writing down the pattern. I don't have it written down yet, and then release it. And maybe I think I will make a few kits where you can buy the pattern and the skein of yarn. But I'll be working on that next. Then I have I have new Lion Brand yarn. This is called Rewind, and I have it in 2 colorways because I am making 2 patterns. They're very similar, but one is a knitted version and the other one is a crochet version. Just like this one, this is actually a pattern that I made. It is for my basic turtleneck top, and this I am wearing the knitted version, which is free on craftytuts.com. And I have another one that is almost just like this, but in crochet version. Of course, the stitches are different, so the texture is a little bit different, but the idea of a turtleneck, small top, and sleeveless is the same. And this is what I'm doing with this as well. I know so many people feel frustrated that when they find a cute pattern on Pinterest or Ravelry and is in one of their crafts that they don't make, because not everyone knits and crochet. They have only just one craft they like. So I really try to, since I'm getting better at knitting, I am trying to offer both crafts in pattern ways. As you know, I started crocheting first, so I'm way more proficient in crochet, but I think I am starting to get there with knitting as well. And for work in progress, I have what I'm working with this. So let me show you. Let me show you the crochet one first because it's smaller. And I have just this panel made, and it's gonna be for a pillow cover, and it's gonna be 18 inches by 18 inches, and you can make your own pillow or you can buy a form that is a standard size. I actually got my form from Joann's, so you can get it almost from anyone. And I'm here in Alaska, so people can get it. If you can get it here, now you can get it. So I'm starting with this, and as you can see, it is very textured, which is really nice because this yarn is almost like a tape. Let me get really close up so you can see how it is. So I'm really liking working with this. It felt a little strange at the beginning, but I caught up to it really quick. And this is my crochet panel, and I also have the knitted version. I already started and I work on it way more. Get it. And for the knitting one, I am almost done with my first panel. As you can see, again, the texture is really pronunciated because of the kind of yarn this is, and it looks a little bit smaller, but this is because when blocking, the knitting one really stretches up a lot, while the crochet one is tighter and doesn't stretch as much. So that's something to always keep in account, and you always need to make sure to check your gauge when making something that is supposed to be a certain size. But again, I'm almost done with this panel, and then I need another one. And I'm recording tutorials for both of them, so it can be easy, but again, I really like it. This one extends a lot sideways, but not as much vertically, really. It's a very interesting yarn to work with, and as soon as I'm done with this, I think I want to make summer throws because it doesn't feel hot at all. It's really nice. Let me grab my skein of yarn again. If I remember right, it's 100% polyester, but I might be wrong. Okay, so it is 70% polyester, 30% viscose. So that's why it doesn't have wool. It's not hot at all, and I thought that it would make a really nice summer throw when no matter where you are, some summer nights can get a little bit chilly, and when you're like in the sofa, maybe you want to cover just your feet, but something that is too warm can make you sweat. So I thought this feels really good for a summer throw. And I even thinking make something lacy for knitting, maybe with some eyelets, and with crochet, of course, a lot of chain spaces to make it open, so that way it's still airy, it won't make you sweat, but it will be something nice to cover up just a little bit, just if you have cold feet like some people do. But I need to finish this first, and then I will get to that. I don't have enough yarn for a throw at the moment. I only have enough for the pillow covers, so I will have to get to it. I bought a lot of books, many books, and a few accessories. One of them is this cute little knit pick mug, and you can see them right here. Some knit picks. They were having a sale, and how adorable is this? It's a unicorn knitting. They should make one of crochet as well, but since I do both, I really like the size. It's a big one, and it doesn't say if it is microwavable or dishwasher safe, but I'm sure it is. But I wish it will tell me. It would just make it easier instead of guessing, but still, this is just so cute. And I just love crochet and knitting, so I love having more things that are related, that are not only hooks and needles. Since I am starting to make socks, I bought a sock block, and I bought the Knit Fix yarn, and of course it's small because I have really small feet. I haven't used it yet. This pair of socks I blocked, but I just like extended it, and I just formed it with my fingers, and as you can see, it did a pretty good job. The form, it is there, but I thought it was going to be just better to have a proper block. And if you notice this point, you can even use it like for mittens. If you have like those Norwegian style that have, you can probably slide them through there, and also use it for a mitten block. And if you make rounded mittens, which they are not too long, my hands are very small, you can also use it to block mittens. If you can see, my hand fits in there, so I could use it for that. But of course it will have to be small ones. But probably if you get the bigger ones, you can also use them for mitten blocks. And if you are a little bit, you're not so tiny as I am, I'm just 5 something, then probably you will need a bigger one, and then you can use it as well for blocking bigger mittens. This just something that I saw when I saw this little point, and I thought, well, it's 2 for the price of 1, and you say, okay. So now let me share my books with you. The first one I got is the A to C of crochet. I don't own any stitch dictionaries. I used to have one, but it stayed at my mom's house, and it probably, who knows where it is anymore, probably threw it away or something. I haven't even looked through it, but I'm very excited. And it says it's the ultimate guide for the beginner to advanced crocheter. And I could make a review with this book or any of the books if you want. I'll probably do it. But I'm very excited to read that one. I find that there are way more knitting books than crochet books, so I'm excited to have a few crochet books in my collection. Then the next one is by Bristol Ivy, and I'm just touching the book, and it feels so nice. It's textured. It looks really, it doesn't look like it, but it's really textured when you touch it. This one is a hardcover, and is the Knitting Outside the Box by Bristol Ivy. And I heard really good things about it. That it has patterns and it teaches you things. Here's the author, it's Bristol. And so again, I just got this. I just got the box. Look at this. It's so beautiful. And I'm very excited to read this book too. By the way, I got all these books from Knitpicks because they were having a 40% off sale. And normally, if you buy at Amazon, is the cheapest you find almost anywhere with regard to books. But with a 40% off at Knitpicks, even cheaper than what it usually be. I think the sale was so great that there were so many books that weren't available for so long. I also wanted to get one on brioche, but it wasn't available, and then I just didn't want to wait any longer, so I just got all of those, and I thought, well, I'll get that book sometime I have enough. The next book I got is this, The Knitter's Book of Knowledge by Debbie Bliss. And again, pretty much all the reviews I read about this book were good. If it had one or two bad reviews, I'm not even sure, but probably had, and that's normal. Not everyone likes it, but look how big it is. Look at all the information that it has, and I'm super excited to also start looking through the pages. But it is very visual, which I love. It is super well put together. I'm hoping it's focusing right, but this is not. And I have two more books. Another, oh, actually three. Oh, good, I forgot one. This is The Complete Crochet Course by the Shiba guys. And again, as I said, I don't have many crochet books, so I'm really excited to get more. This is also very well made, is hardcover, but mine got a little bit, I'm not sure, probably was the post office, because when my box arrived it was broken, but this is kind of coming off. I'm really upset about it because I love my books. Can you see how it's not completely in? When you move it, it doesn't close right. You have to kind of go back and forth until it sits right. It got a few scratches here on the pages, but the inside is good, so that's what matters. But again, I'm just super sad and frustrated with it because I really like to keep my books in tip-top shape. I also got Celtic Journey. Sometimes I'm not good pronunciating or remembering some English words, and I just remember that it's not Celtic, it's not like in Spanish, it's Celtic. My father's side of the family is Scottish and of Celtic descendant, so I have a special love for everything Celtic. And we also have a little bit of Irish, but it's mostly Scottish. And I know most of these designs are Irish, but still are kind of like that nature based, and I'm just really excited to see what's here. And the very last one is one that I wanted to get for a while, and is the Vogue Knitting, the Ultimate Knitting Book. And it's huge, it's very big, it's heavy. And this one also got damaged by, I think in the post office. You can see it's teared up right there. All this part is damaged, and again, at least is the cover and not the book itself. But I'm just so frustrated. Here is two, and I move a lot, and even then I keep my books in as great condition as I can. So I'm just, anyway, I'm sorry, I don't want to get you down or anything, but again, I am super excited for this. It has so much information, and I know I probably shouldn't buy two books that is on knitting itself, but I thought I could make a comparison and then help you out to choose which one will be better for you, since most of them are gonna have the same information when is this kind of book. Like if I were to compare it with this, they're gonna have information on knitting needles, they're gonna have information on the basic stitches, gauge, yarn, and how they are divided. See, usually the very first part is always extremely basics. So I know I will have either repeated information or extremely similar from one book to another, but I'm very curious to see what is different and then be able to recommend anyone which one will be better for them, because I think though I haven't read them yet, so I cannot give you an honest opinion yet, I think that both the books are really great. I just need to see more. So yeah, everything starts with needles at the beginning and materials. How to cast on. You have here it talks about the structure of the yarn, but I already noticed a difference. Even though it was talking about chunky yarns, fingering and so, and all the difference in both of them, this one does not have a guide, a visual guide on them, but this one does. So for me this is very interesting. I am very nerdy when it comes to many things, including knitting, but again, as I showed you, it has a visual, like you can see this one is lace, super fine, fine, and lightweight. And you can also, this is almost alive, it's almost scaled to real life, and the other one touches on the information, but it doesn't have that, which I just think is different. But anyway, that's all I have to share for today's episode. If you liked it, don't forget to subscribe, and if you want me to review any of these books, please leave a comment below, so I'll make sure to do that one first, the one that you're interested first. If not, I will just choose when I have time and read them slowly and gather some notes and opinions and then share it with you. Again, I really hope you enjoyed this episode, and don't forget to subscribe. Bye bye.